Welcome, welcome, welcome. We will be on in just a minute. The Baddest Sports Show podcast in the Deep South. We are recapping the New Orleans Saints NFL draft. But somehow we got loose from what was so tight. Somewhere we went wrong when we were so right. Just a moment. We will be in a few seconds. Now I'm trying again, but now this is the end. Tell me what's the use of holding on if we can't be friends? I know I can't. I'm trying to hold on. It hurts me. And the love we must share now. You seem to hurt me purposely. I didn't understand it. Oh, girl, why me? I had no choice. What was best for us was to terminate our love and be free. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Saints fans. Welcome, New Orleans Saints fans. We are here. This is me, Everett 504, and this is the host, Everett. that, This is Everett 504, and I call him Lil Peanut, but you know what it is. You tell him what you call us, Everett Junior 504. But we are here on the Baddest Sports Show podcast. We are recapping what happened on the weekend with the New Orleans.
Did you have that sad old song going here, man? What the? You going through it over there?
Hey, you know what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Man, yeah, bro.
Some of you guys, we emotional and we just can't let go. You know what I'm saying? So what? Yeah, we emotional. A lot of the Saints fans are emotional on some of these picks that we made. So that's what I thought it was fitting to play emotional. You know what I'm saying? So would you like to show your face so the fans can see your face, so we can be professional, my brother, my son?
Hey,
Anyway, welcome. We're gonna be dropping.
yeah,
We will.
you ain't seen Uncle Henry the live, bro.
I'm tired of them keep asking me to send them the link when I tell them to go. I don't know if we got some special people or what. I always tell them if I send them the link, check your message. If it don't go in your message, go into the Facebook Messenger. I don't, and they still tell me the same old. Send me the link.
I'm freaking weak,
And
man.
there's the link again.
Here we go. We got the late settle. Everybody get in when you can fit in.
And we don't see
There
your
go the
face,
lake.
EJ. I don't see your face. There you
Yeah,
go.
there go the lake. There go the lake. Everybody got the link in.
Everybody got the link. The link is in the chat now, so you'll be able to come on in. We're gonna wait for you to come on. We're gonna give a countdown. Wait for other people to come in. This is an exciting night. We are definitely competing with other podcasters tonight because one of the Boots crew or something, what they call them,
The
EJ.
Boo Crew Media.
Yeah, they're gonna be having they're gonna have Drew Brees and a couple other guys on there. So they, of course, a lot of people gonna be over there watching that podcast. But we're gonna continue doing what we're doing. So hopefully some of the Saints fans come over here after watching that young man get his interview with Drew Brees. So we'll right now we're just gonna take a break and we'll get to Uncle Henry in a couple of seconds. All right, we back. We are back. And man, what a weekend. I mean, EJ, what
Yes,
a
sir.
weekend this was.
Yes, sir, man.
Weekend
This was
Thursday.
it was amazing. It was an amazing draft, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. You know what this draft kind of reminded me of for the Saints? I'm not gonna say for the I'm not gonna talk for the rest of the league because everybody has their different opinions about their own team, but I'm going to speak about my own team, my New Orleans Saints. And this kind of reminded me, guys, of 2017, the draft class from 2017. These are a lot of players that the Saints needed. Okay,
Yeah.
there were obvious fits and needs on this team, and there were also a lot of low key guys that have a lot of upside, coming from this draft. So I really like what the Saints did in this draft. And man, I'm telling you, we're gonna break this down. We're gonna break this down tonight and get to every single pick that the Saints drafted. And man, look, I like what they really did, man. I really enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed seeing the Saints go to work, man. That looked like, Mickey Loomis going to work before we had, the 2020 draft class. Because we're gonna talk about that class as well, man. And we had some breaking news earlier this morning about Cesar Ruiz. The Saints are not picking up Cesar Ruiz's contract, his
That is
fifth-year
very
option.
interesting. I actually think that's not a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad deal for Caesar, and I don't think it's a bad for the Saints. I think it's a prove it deal.
Prove it. Yep.
What you're doing is Caesar's going to bet on himself, and the Saints want to see him prove that he can have another year. See, Caesar, the very first couple of years when him coming into the black and gold, he was leaning to being a bust. So the Saints having one good year does not. The Saints are not sold on just the one year. They want to say, hey, you know what? We want to see if you can prove that, because we're tired of just giving guys money
Yeah,
and
Right.
not proving it. And we seen that with Andrews Pete, and we
and
we
and,
definitely don't want to go backwards with that.
Yeah.
and to be honest, y'all, hey, what's up, fellas? By the
What's
way,
going on? What's going on?
and to be honest with y'all, I really, if I may, EJ, I think, and I hate to say it this way, but this is the way I think and feel about it. I
Go ahead.
think the Saints are trying to, I don't want to say purge, but it seems like they're trying to get rid of the Sean Payton era with all
Yep.
the bad picks, all the non-essential need pick that we picked. This dude that it seems like Sean Payton just picked random guys sometimes. Like, why are we picking
Yeah.
that guy?
Yeah,
So
man.
I think that we're just trying to get past that and build
But I think Sean
Dennis
Payton was trying to
Allen's
get
team.
his kind of guy, the guy that was, blue collar type of guy. I'm not gonna say that all of his guys were bad. I
Not
think
all of them,
Sean,
no.
I think Sean Payton's strength was not his weaknesses was the draft, but I think his strength was the guys that nobody ever saw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
undrafted
But
guys.
you
yeah, the
can't just
undrafted
go on
guys
that
in the
though.
late round picks.
Sometimes you gotta pick the talent that you need sometimes. You
Right,
can't just
right.
go and
Right.
try to find the underdog all the time. We're not gonna always win that way. Sometimes you gotta take the best talent available or specific need based talent. Like
Well,
what Dennis Allen just did.
I'm glad that you brought that up about Sean Payton because
And I hate to bring him up, because we're in a new era. I'm just saying
hey,
that's what I
hey
see.
man, look, regardless, Sean Payton is
We're
gonna
gonna be
always
talking about
be.
Sean Payton
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, he's always gonna be a part of Saints history, and now that he's on another team, there's always gonna be some type of Saints fans that's gonna keep up with him and talk about what he's doing. So ain't nothing wrong with that. But look, I'm gonna say this about Sean, in his drafts, his draft picks over the years. Like Sean, to me, over the years, that like you said, that that's not his greatest strengths. Sean is more of a undrafted key finder. You're gonna find those diamonds in the rough in the undrafted world. Um, I was so glad to see back, and I alluded to this back in 2017, our best draft class, probably the best draft class like in NFL history. um, that class was solely Mickey Loomis. You can tell, going through it, Sean Payton didn't have nothing to do with that draft. And I'm seeing it
Mm,
now, our first year without Sean
you can
Payton
see it,
as a
yeah.
head coach and
You can see
everything.
it.
I'm starting to see Mickey Loomis just say, "I'm gonna take over this one." He
Yeah,
he
yeah,
congratulated, he thanked
yeah,
all those scouts that he had, and
yeah,
shout out to Mickey Loomis for doing that because they got a lot of guys behind the closed doors in the Saints organization that are working,
yeah.
man. They're
I
doing
really
a
like
lot of
our
great
picks, EJ.
things. Yeah,
I really do. Even the guy that was injured from Clemson, I really like him. I mean, he
yeah,
got a nasty disposition about him in that middle, man. And if you got the right tackles, I mean, yeah, the right tackles on side of him and the D ends and all that, that dude is gonna make some man. We're not gonna nobody gonna be running up the middle on us. They're gonna
right,
have to go outside.
right,
Well,
man.
That
well,
boy is something
when
else.
we bring up Sean Payton, we can't ignore the fact that Mickey was being the one who was making the picks, okay, and he was just doing what his head coach
Head coach
wanted.
wanted.
You
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
know you
warning.
notice
Right,
that
right,
that
right.
Mickey is a guy that supports his head coach and whatever he
Mm-hmm.
does, whatever. I don't think Mickey agreed with Sean Payton with all the picks
Mm-hmm.
that he had made. I don't think he
Oh
did,
Right.
and
no,
I think
no.
Mickey trying to
That's
show.
probably why Sean left too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, but they were best. They good friends. I don't
they're
think
still good
I just
friends,
think
but
No, I know, but I'm saying I think that's why they left. That's why he left because Mickey was
when you
probably telling
think
him, "Look,
about it though, because Sean Payton talked about this in an interview,
mm,
and he said that yeah, they were best friends, and when it came down to picks, Sean always trusted anything that Mickey Loomis wanted to do, and Mickey Loomis always trusted anything Sean wanted to do. So they had a type of relationship where they didn't want to step on each other's toes,
toes,
if you
yeah,
will. So Sean
mm,
Payton, and I'm gonna agree with
that's
you on this,
interesting.
on like that's part of the reason why Sean Payton wanted to leave because he felt like, all right, this is ruining our friendship. Like
Yeah,
I can't continue to dance over your toes like that. All going. I want to do the things that I want to do without you really, having a
Compromising, yeah,
right and having a feel
your
about what I'm
position.
going to do. And I know you want to do what you want to do, so let's just go ahead our separate ways on it.
Yeah,
So
amicably. Yeah,
right, right.
before
So
it
that
gets ugly. Yeah,
right, right. So that was the biggest thing
I can
about
understand that.
their relationship. They have a great friendship. They didn't want to go ahead and ruin their friendship and everything. They had a lot of great years with each other. Sean Payton seen it was the near end of him in his prime with the Saints. It was time. It was just about time.
You know what I
But
love about the Saints too, Easy. I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to try to
good,
cut you off.
you good?
I think what I love about the Saints from an organizational level,
Mhm.
they don't put their trash in the street.
Oh
You
no.
know,
No, no,
everything
no.
stays in
Yes,
house, and
yes,
they handle it professionally. What I
yes,
can't say about Sean Payton, he was always a professional. You know,
yes,
he never. That's why I want to commend him. He never made us look bad. He
yes.
always defended the Saints during the whole Bounty Gate nonsense and all that stuff. He defended them. He presented the
I
team
mean,
as a
why would he?
professional.
Why would he not? They were accusing him. They
I
were
know,
accusing him of doing
Right.
the Bounty Gate and
I
stuff.
know.
So I mean,
But
I
what I'm
agree
saying
with
is
you.
he never made us look bad. He never did anything to
Because if
compromise
he
the
would have made
Saints.
himself
No.
look bad,
No, I know, but you
But
know what I'm saying? Like some coaches out there, the stuff that they're doing
yeah,
is
like
making the
you know,
organization look bad.
yeah,
He's
you
never
you
done
know
that.
you got some guy coaches out there with a rowdy type of mindset. They'll put anything out there. They'll say
It's
anything to
just
the media
ridiculous.
and draw the media towards their organization. Sean was classy. You can never say
but
Sean.
I give a lot of that to Mickey and the organization
Yeah,
as a whole.
Absolutely.
I don't just say Sean Payton because if
that
you
was
look
hand
at
in hand. That was
if
that
you
was
look
a
at
hand in hand thing.
Jeff Allen, you
That's
look
why I
at
say the
Mickey.
Saints. That's why I say the
Yeah, the
organization.
Saints organization is a strong, close knit organization, and you see that now that Sean is gone, that they continuously being that way.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Even though we had a down year last year, the
Yep.
Saints are still
Mm-hmm.
working. The way the Saints are working, they're working like they're still Super Bowl champs. They're
yeah.
still working
Y'all know
like
what's interesting to me. You know what's interesting to me? With all the stuff that went on with James Winston and stuff. I know we're gonna talk about the draft, but I'm just bringing up stuff about the Saints because I'm thinking about it. So I just kind of want to say it.
Mhm.
Uh, is that even though all that stuff went on with James Winston and the quarterback carousel and all that stuff, and I know the market was small for him, but the fact that he came back says a lot
Yeah,
too. Even after that, I think he liked what we're building, what we're trying to build here. I think
yeah,
Dennis is getting the guys on board. I think
yeah.
Dennis is like a player's coach almost because the way they respond to him, especially on defense, I think the offense is gonna come around eventually, and Dennis is gonna pick that up.
But
So
I
I
That's
think
think
I
it.
that
think it's not Dennis. Dennis is not the key.
no,
The
no. I
key,
mean, I'm
the
talking
key.
about
But let me explain. Dennis is not the key to this. I think it's Pete Carmichael. I think that when the first year Pete Carmichael came to this team as the pure
the
offensive
OC.
guy.
Yeah,
When you look at Pete Carmichael, I really believe that Pete was just thrown in a situation where okay, uh, uh you know look at so many injuries. I'm not making excuses for him, but it was really unfair for him taking over for Sean Payton in that kind of condition. Not
yeah, but
having
that's
your starting quarterback, the injuries, all kinds of Jarvis Landry was brought here to be be that wide receiver. He was hurt. So when you look at Pete, it's hard for you to see Pete Carmichael do all of these motions and these moves that everybody wanted him to do with an Andy Dalton and
he
wanting
couldn't
him
do
to
that
have
with
a
the pieces he
consistent.
had. Yeah, he couldn't do
Yeah,
that with that.
and
But
I
that's
just think
not that's
Pete
not what I mean. I
Carmichael is
mean,
going to really show his ass.
Yeah, well, I
but that's
think
not
he
what I mean. I'm talking about. I get what you're saying. You're
organization.
absolutely right. I was talking about the fact that Dennis is now he has to. This is his team now, so he has to create his own legacy here, basically.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, I think the new players, the young guys, the people that's coming in, I think some of these people are starting to buy into what he's trying to build on
Hmm.
his now. Because now you're coming after a coach like Sean Payton, you got to build your own way now. You got to be
But
like,
this
all
is
right,
why Henry, you have to get rid of people from the old coaches
yeah,
regime
mm-hmm,
because you're not. Let me tell you something. I coach for those who know me. I coach, okay. And one thing about it is when you coach, and even in the pee wee level,
a very hard
and
thing.
if you take over somewhere and they're used to another voice, You got
Yeah.
to win that voice in that huddle. You got to win that locker room because
Yeah.
they're used to the guy that was before them, and
Not only have you
they're
coached, but you played too, so you know
yeah,
both sides.
and that pays a lot of doing. But I'm
Yeah.
just talking about leading a group of men,
Hmm.
understanding that you know
That's not an
voices,
easy
different
thing, man.
voices, and that I think the voice, the whole different voice, and Sean Payton had his guys. That's why
Mm.
Adam Trotman wanted to leave. Adam was not drafted under
No,
Dennis Allen.
you're
That was
right.
not Dennis Allen guy. This
Nope.
and I have stated this.
Yeah.
Dennis
That's
Allen
interesting. Go ahead. Yeah, that's
De-
interesting.
Dennis Allen inherited
Hmm.
majority of the guys of Sean Payton, so you're not going to
Yeah.
expect them to respect him.
Can you imagine being in Dennis Allen's position though, having to deal with that when you come
That's a
in and
lot.
out? That's a
That's a
lot of
That's
lot.
a lot.
pressure. And then you're dealing with this negative comment from Adam Troutman talking about I wasn't used the right way and all this stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm
well, the
glad you
first
brought it
time
up,
you
Everett.
get to get a guy. Think
Well,
about
Yeah.
it.
And so how are you gonna make an evaluation like that from him? I'm talking about after just being with Dennis just for 1 year, and he's trying to figure out the pieces that he have, and nothing's complete. Like, why are you saying that? That doesn't make you
man,
look good going to your new team.
I'm glad you brought up the point about Jameis Winston coming back.
Yeah,
That more than the coaches itself, it speaks to the top. We talking about
right.
ownership, GM.
That's what I
That's what
mean.
we talking about right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Loomis, Gail Benson. The way they
Yeah,
treat their players is immaculate.
Oh, first
They
class,
exactly,
they
first
they
class.
they
exactly. That's what I
they
mean.
bring they bring talent to New Orleans just because
Yes,
of the way they treat players. You
yes.
know, they treat them with class. So, just
But
from
you know,
that
them other places
sense,
ain't gonna give him that kind of Southern hospitality
no,
thing. You think you're gonna go
no,
to the New York Jets and get treated like that? No, indeed.
no,
You
no.
out of here. This New
I mean,
York.
there's a reason why Derek Carr signed to the Saints over the Jets.
Thank
Like, come on
you,
now.
thank
Let's
you, thank
let's
you,
let's, let's just
thank
be
you.
real about that now.
Yeah.
But like I said though, you know, yeah, hey, y'all
Yeah,
brought up
that
the
I
point.
mean, who wants the New York media? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Thank you, Everett.
that's
Thank you.
tough.
I mean, who wants that? I mean, at
That's
the
a
end of
lot
the
of
day,
pressure. Aaron Rodgers
that's a
wants
lot
it.
of pressure by
Well,
itself.
good luck to
Being a
him.
quarterback.
Good luck to A-Rod. A-Rod can handle that though, because A-Rod's been an NFL MVP.
And
You
he
know,
don't
so
care.
he can do that.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a big enough voice. A matter of fact, he was able to prove.
right,
Yeah.
Okay, he's able to prove because he been in that position. He been in that position, so he got the skins on the wall to be able to
Yeah.
go into that locker room to be able to talk to the New York media. They can't really rattle him like
right,
No,
right,
because
that's the
he
same
doesn't
way.
care. He does
Yeah, the
not
same
care.
thing with what happened with Brett Favre when
right,
Brett Favre first came. You
Yep.
said
right,
I came over there. You can't
right.
just rattle quarterbacks that's potential Hall of Famers.
And
Right.
y'all brought up about Adam Trotman. I'm glad y'all brought that up, man.
Man,
Look,
that really got on my nerves, EJ.
look. Hey, let
He
me
knew what he
say
was
this, y'all.
doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing. That's exactly
I'm
what I'm
just
about to say.
surprised Sean tolerated it
Look,
because I'm
Right. That's what
surprised
I'm saying.
Sean didn't tell him, "Look, man, shut your mouth. That's still your, that's my friends over there. Because Dennis Allen was partnership with Sean Payton for all them years as his defensive coordinator. So I was surprised.
He might have told him something, Everett. He might
Yeah,
have
he probably
afterwards.
did. He probably did tell him like,
but let me. It's even more than that, guys. Look, Trotman wanted to be here. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. That
You
was the
think so?
last thing that he wanted to be traded. So
You think so? Wow.
oh yeah, most definitely. Look, I'm gonna just tell y'all this right now. He did not expect the Saints, first of all, to sign back Jawan Johnson.
DeWine Johnson.
Okay, and number
You got beat
two,
out, buddy.
he
You got beat
he
out.
hey, right, and that's what the game is. You know, he got to learn that. But look, he did not expect in this draft for the Saints to go ahead and get rid of him. You know, like he thought the Saints was going to keep playing around, give him another season, and run this back. No, the Saints are serious right now. The Saints trying to go ahead and get things done this season. You know, and be as like being a player. You know, being a player and all going and let's look at this from a player side. All right, a team tells you you're getting traded and you really don't want to leave this team and everything. How are you gonna react to that situation? You ain't gonna sit there and be willingly want to go. You're gonna be like, oh hell, that's how y'all feel about me. All right, then I'm gonna take this to the media. Then I'm gonna go ahead and be like, man, y'all was trash anyway.
I
Going
wouldn't do
out
that.
here,
I
you
wouldn't do
know.
that,
Well,
EJ.
that's not treated
That's
on
not
the.
classy. Number one, number two,
But listen,
They traded you to
I'm
a
not
team.
defend. Listen, brother, I'm not defending him, but he did not trash the organization. He
No, he
felt
didn't.
that he did say that he just felt that he wasn't being
He
used.
wasn't utilized, right? I
He
know,
was.
but I'm
He
saying at
felt.
least they traded
That's
him to a
his.
coach that knows him.
He said
That
that
was
he
his
was.
low key way of saying, "Hey, this team was not, using me to the best of my abilities.
He was
I,
saying that blocking
I
that
should have been starting."
they wanted me to be more of a blocking tight end than being able
Yeah,
you
because
to have
somebody
my
needed to
catches.
open up a hole for
But
Alvin
but hold
Kamara.
up,
Let's
but
let's be honest here.
Adam, you dropped the ball.
Come
You
on now.
was
They
not
tried,
consistent,
yeah.
and with your hands, you dropped the
Uh,
ball in many situations.
Everett, I remember there was a game they kept going to him and he kept dropping. They
Yeah,
kept going to him. He
yeah.
had what? I think 18 targets or something like that one game. I may be wrong, but he had a lot of targets and he would drop those balls.
Look, look. Trautman thinks in his mind, he could have been one of the top tier tight ends
He
in this
could have
league.
been.
I thought he
And for
was.
for a
I thought he
moment,
could. Y'all
You
know
for a
how
did.
moment,
That's
hard
what
he
I
you gave
was.
him
believed it.
props. You did.
I believed it too, but the hands were not there. He dropped a lot of balls these past seasons.
He
Okay,
has small hands. He
that's
has small
reality.
hands. I noticed that.
And then let's talk about his position. He's not a damn receiver. He's a tight
No.
end. Okay, so
And he's big.
he needs to. Yes, he's a big boy, so he needs to realize
He reminds
that
me of
if he's
Kobe
gonna
Fleener.
play in the NFL, he's got to put his damn hand in the dirt and he got to block.
Yep.
You can't just be a damn
They
receiver.
they had to they had to
Okay,
deal with that with Jimmy Graham for a while, but he finally
exactly.
got on board
He
a little bit.
reminds me of Kobe Fleener. Uh,
Oh yeah.
we thought it's ironic he had the same number that Kobe Fleener had. Maybe it's that
Yep.
number. Maybe it's that
Yeah,
number.
cause Fleener was
Maybe it's
bad
that
just
number.
like that too. Lord, I was hyped about Fleener that year. Fleener came up in there, doggone
Man.
tore up the damn field, man. I was like, man, get this dude off the field, man. But like I said though, man, like it ain't no ill will over here because you know what? I'm gonna say this
No,
about. I'm gonna say this, man. Doggone, the move needed to be made.
Mhm.
Jawan was not gonna have his spot taken back from Trauma. It just wasn't gonna happen. All right, and then number two, the Saints already proved that they was about to bring in another tight end into the room. They was
No,
going
well,
after Foster Moreau.
no. Listen, from what I heard, and I just heard this today on I forgot what podcast I heard. They were bringing up Foster Moreau. They saying that he's going to sign with the Saints. They said that he's been medically cleared, and he's going to sign with the Saints. They said the Saints did not draft the tight end. They did not draft the tight end because they were waiting on the doctor reports with Foster Moreau. Now he will look sometime in the next upcoming weeks. They're finalizing the deal, so
Well,
they're gonna have him.
praise God for that, man. That's
When
good
we
for Foster.
they
Foster.
traded Troutman, right? He was traded. The Saints
Right.
did. What did we get in return for that trade?
Well,
I mean, you got A.T. Perry.
we got A.T. Perry in that deal. That's
Okay, that's
yeah.
what that was. All right,
That's
I
what
got it.
that
Somebody, that
was.
was a
Yo, it
draft
was
trade. All right, I got
yes.
it now.
It was a draft trade.
Yeah, I got it now.
I mean, you got a 6'4" wide receiver.
And
Yeah,
then it was
that's what we
perfect.
needed.
Look, the Saints took care of Trotman. Okay, the Saints brought him to a place where
They brought him to his old
to a
coach.
familiar head coach. Okay, so he can go ahead and prosper and make something of himself. So like my thing is like Trotman, just shut your mouth. Look, you got
They didn't do
traded,
your
man.
ass
Like
dirty. They didn't do your ass
right,
dirty.
they didn't do you dirty.
Man, I gotta be honest with y'all. Troutman, I know you ain't talking. You sound like a whiny crybaby little trick right now. I gave you benefit of the doubt here. But I said, you know what? After rookie year, ain't no excuses, buddy. No. Started getting janky, and janky, and janky. You out here dropping the ball. You looking like Jared Cook II out here. Oh, Butterfinger, brick, just can't catch
Hold
a
up
cold.
now, don't you disrespect Jared Cook. Jared Cook was bad, but he wasn't that bad.
Hey,
Jared
look,
Cook,
I still get nightmares of that damn
It
fumble.
was good, but
I still get nightmares of that damn fumble.
Can y'all imagine? Can y'all imagine if he would
Troutman
have
and
caught
Cook
that
get the
ball, bro?
same
Where we
heat.
would be right now?
Yes,
they
if
probably
he would
paid
have
Derek
caught
Cook.
that ball, we would probably won the Super Bowl
Derek
that
Cook
year.
was
That's
probably
what I'm like.
paid.
Oh, man.
Get him
Derek
out.
Cook was probably paid to drop that ball.
That's what it looked like. I mean, it
I
just
mean,
wasn't right,
damn,
man. Still
Lord,
got
You know he
nightmares
used to
about
play
that
with the
play.
Rams. Y'all know that was his former team, huh?
Yep.
yeah,
Wouldn't surprise me.
yeah. So,
Man,
look,
stranger
man.
things have happened, Evan.
What? Tampa Bay. What? When Jenny was a former bucket one.
I'm ready for us to take the
Boy, you
division back,
doing a
man.
remix, huh?
That's what
You
I'm
think you
ready
go with
for.
the remix? Boy, you ain't never
He said
upgrade
the
that
remix.
damn
The
my boy
remix,
ain't
huh?
never upgrade that damn internet or phone or whatever you have. He still be remixing.
Y'all
Oh,
boys,
man.
boy, y'all trip,
It's a
man.
little better, but you still be remixing.
Najee with the remix.
All right, man. But look,
Troutman
yeah,
just
we
Troutman
Just
gonna
playing,
crybaby.
Najee.
Troutman did it.
we gonna kick this off, man. With individually, we gonna start this recap by talking about each and every draft pick that the Saints picked this season. I'm gonna start with the first one, the first round draft pick at pick 29, Brian Breesy, defensive tackle out of Clemson, man. Guys, I know we initially talked about him on draft night and everything, but after having a whole weekend and after digesting it and really sitting around and thinking about it, how do y'all feel about Brian Breesy being in New Orleans, man? I'm gonna start with you, Dad.
Well, I've been doing a lot of game tape. I've been dealing with a lot of game tape. I've been reviewing a lot of game tape. I know you've seen it, Henry. That's all I've been doing is posting different multiple players in video. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of video studying, and I think when healthy, I think the Saints may have a steal. And the reason why I say this, you can't coach 6'5", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
The dude is a monster. He has long arms, and when I'm telling you, this dude has a motor on him.
Yeah.
He has a motor. He's not going to just be no run stopper. He's going to be a sacker. He's going to be a guy that penetrate and get to the quarterback. He's going to be that guy. And I'm telling you, I could not believe, and then you got to think about it. He's hungry. His sister died. You got to realize.
Yeah.
They told him, he went through a couple of, what's the problem with people do? They start talking about the injuries that he had in college. I want to know if he's going to be healthy in the NFL. Don't tell me about what somebody done in college, because I've seen many people healthy in college and come into the NFL and they end up being, they wind up being injured.
Davenport.
They got more people. I'm just letting you know. How many guys you seen?
That was a pony trick.
Their whole
That was
career,
a pony trick.
and they get into the NFL and they become injury prone.
Yeah. Yeah.
McCaffrey.
So I like the kid. I think look, I think Nas, I think that you vibrating. So mic yourself. It's causing me to do two ways. If y'all can mic yourself when I talk. It's causing me to what you gotta understand, y'all, is this move was a much needed move, losing David Ayamada, Shy Tuttle. This was a not sexy pick. This was a need pick. Let's not think about all that stuff, the sexiness, and we're gonna talk about that second pick in a few seconds. But you go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me how you feeling about Breesy after digesting it a couple of days now.
As I said earlier, I think that I always want to say he was the perfect fit for us, especially at the first pick. I think that I saw someone wrote, I forget what columnist it was, but they compared him to Damakong Su. And you got to think when
Yes, they did.
young nasty Su coming out of college, man, this dude was a force to be reckoned with. When he played for the Lions and all that, people feared playing. I think just let him come into camp, let him get to work. I like his character. He was a high character guy, and that goes a long way in the locker room. You say, this, as a player, You know, you have a high character guy, a leader, a guy that he's already big, but he's a leader too. He's a
Yeah.
high character young man. He has
Yes, he is.
qualities. He has morals. He has values. He has strong family values. He has a professionalism about him. His head coach was like he was an ultimate professional, even in college. The way he carried himself, that's important for a locker room, especially on defense.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then he's coming in with DeMario, and he's coming in with Marshawn Lattimore. He's coming in with
Mm-hmm.
these dominant guys at their position. He's only
Yeah,
going
the
to get
key
better,
word you
man.
said was veterans. Key word is he
Yes,
got veterans around him. Go
he's
ahead.
only going to get better. I think the kid, okay, he had injuries, but who don't have injuries in sports? Everybody gets injured every now and then. You know, I
I,
think we need to get over that and stop thinking, oh well, Saints always taking injured players. That's not true because
That's not true.
you can be
Thank
a
you.
player. Yeah, you can be a player that comes out of college, you know, might have an undisclosed injury or whatever, but that don't mean he's going to be constantly
They
injured
have
in the
never
pros.
drafted. How many players that they drafted in college that
Yeah,
was injured? They don't. The guys come into the NFL and get injured. And
yeah.
Andrews Pete
that's right.
was never injured at. Andrews Pete was never injured I think Nebraska where he played. I think wherever he was, I never heard of him getting. I think it was Nebraska, wherever Andrews Pete came from. I think it was Nebraska.
Let
But
me ask
you
y'all.
know,
Go
huh?
ahead, Evan. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
You never heard of him injured in there. Tyrone Armstead never injured in college. Never
But
heard of
got
him
injured
being
real
injured in
bad.
college.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you talk about the Saints draft picks,
And that was another great pick we had.
Peyton Turner. Peyton Turner was never injured at the University of Houston.
Yeah.
Never heard of him being injured.
No.
Okay,
That's right.
these
Great
injuries
point, Evan.
occurred once they got in the NFL.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all. We run a 4-3, right? Are we gonna be running 4-3 or 3-4?
Four three,
We're
four
4-3.
three.
Okay.
Four
So
three.
who's
Four
gonna be
three.
who's gonna be on the other side um of Breezy? I'm
Ooh.
asking
Okay,
this because
listen.
that's gonna matter.
It's a 4-3. It's a 4-3, but it's a different type of
It's
4-3.
a rotating
A
We
look.
use a
That
rotating
D
4-3.
line.
safety.
Let
Yes,
me
we
let me
use a
say this.
safety instead of extra linebacker. We use
Okay,
that.
so
See when
who's gonna be on
people
the
that.
side of Breezy?
But
Let me.
this is what I'm trying to say. Before I let you. This is why it was important
Uh-huh.
for everybody to understand that when we let the young man go to the Falcons,
Yeah.
he was not a starter.
Mm-hmm.
When Warner got injured. He played and had 8 sacks when Warner got injured. That's how he got. Nobody would have never known of the young Ellis. Ellis would have never had that playing time.
Yep.
They don't run three linebackers. That's
Mm-hmm.
why when we was talking about on draft day that the Saints passed up the kid from that Philly got,
Yep.
he didn't fit their system. They don't
Right.
because he's 235 pounds of defensive
Right.
end. The Saints
Yep.
don't run no defensive ends at 235. The one that they
Right.
so you gotta understand that guy, people's in their feelings and not
Yeah, they don't
understanding
think,
Dennis
man.
Allen. Right. So Chauncey Gardner Johnson, they used an extra safety. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No,
Yeah.
you good, man. That's what I wanted to ask you. That's what I'm
Yeah.
glad you said.
Look. And to further answer your question on 4-3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's
Yep.
talk about that in football terms, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If fans don't know this, here's your class right here. A
And I never
4-3.
played football, but I know a little bit. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, a 4-3 is okay. You have 4 DBs in the back. Okay, you have four
Right.
Ds in your back. Okay, 3 defensive linemen, 3
Mm-hmm.
defensive linemen, and 2 linebackers.
2 linebackers.
Two.
Right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so all right, that correctly. You brought up Mr. Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis only got his playing time because our boy Mr.
Warren,
Werner,
Pete
Pete
Werner.
Werner. Pete Werner
Who
got
was
hurt.
solid, by the way. Who was solid. I'm glad
Right,
he's
who
coming
is
back.
solid, right. So that was the only he wasn't a starter. He only got that playing time because Pete Werner was out. So usually it was Pete Werner and Demario Davis in the middle. Okay.
And that was a good pick by Sean Payton. Pete Werner was a good pick.
Oh
that
yeah.
was good. That was good.
So
But
if we talk,
I can't give that on Sean Payton. I got to give that to Jeff Ireland.
I know.
Jeff
You're
Ireland
right.
has
You're
been
right.
making. Jeff Ireland has
You're
been
right.
making a pick for the New Orleans Saints.
You're right. You're right. You're
right,
absolutely
right.
right.
Yeah,
He's over the scouting department. That's like we give Mickey all the credit when it comes down to the numbers, and Mickey is not the one
yeah,
who's
that's
dealing
Kyle
with all
Harvey.
the numbers. It's
Yeah.
It's
Harley.
Harvey.
Yeah,
You're right about that because they did brought in Jeff Island. So good point. Yeah.
yeah. But
So go ahead, EJ.
let's talk about that D line. Okay, let's think about this, Saints fans. We don't have just a traditional. Okay, we only have three linemen on the ground, and then that's it. And only have our three starters in there, and then that's it. Nobody else
Mm-hmm.
comes in. No, we have a rotating the linemen. Okay, so Cam Jordan is about the only lineman that probably doesn't come out. Okay, so that means Brian Breesy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's either gonna be one of the two boys that we just brought in, the Chiefs, Mr.
Foster.
Kalen Saunders, or we're gonna have from the Jets. I forgot
Shepard.
I
his
know who you're
name.
talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
guys
he's
they
gonna.
picked up.
Those three are gonna be fighting for that middle spot. It's gonna be Breesy and one of those two. Okay, as
Yeah,
far
it's
as
gonna be the two veterans until Breesy get
right.
get ready. Yeah, they're
And
gonna
you
start
still
Saunders.
got
with the
Turner.
veterans, and then they're gonna ease Breesy into the
So if
starting
we
line.
talking about that other side of Cam Jordan, okay, who's gonna be that edge? It's gonna be Foskey or Peyton Turner.
Well,
Peyton
well, don't
Turner's
rule
gonna
out
have to.
Granderson. Don't rule out Granderson because I think Granderson
And
has
Carl
been.
Granderson from
I think
Wyoming.
and
Yeah.
I really do. I really think Carl
Yeah.
Granderson really been showing out. He's been playing real good, but I think he's first to
Yep.
replace Cam Jordan when Cam Jordan gets injured.
Yeah,
He
With
comes
the
off
that's
limited
what
Cam
I'm
amount of
Jordan.
saying.
time he has been playing well.
Well,
Plus
that's
we
Very
what I'm
got
limited
plus we
saying.
time.
got Austin, yo.
Granderson is on Cam Jordan's side. You know, Granderson is more of okay. If Cam
He's gonna
Jordan,
rotate Cam because Cam getting
yeah,
older.
yeah. So I'm talking about on that other side. We talking about Foskey and Peyton Turner. Now, this could have been Peyton Turner's solidified spot over there,
His spot,
but
yeah.
him being with injuries, this is now let Isaiah Foskey come in here, and now this is where we can break up Mr. Isaiah Foskey
And that's
out
another
of
thing, yeah,
Notre
man.
Dame. Out of Notre Dame, this guy
Boy, it's
here.
nice.
I know we talked
Oh
about
my God,
Breesy,
double-digit sacks.
but I think I like him a little bit more than Breesy right now.
Yeah,
Like
every year.
this
Every year
guy
he
I
is
don't.
catches
I
a
don't.
pass.
evolved.
I like them both the best. They got two
Yeah.
different positions.
Two different positions, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like them both. I think that the
Me
Saints
too.
did very well of getting two guys that can make an impact at the same
Yep.
time.
Yeah,
I don't have a love over each other because I feel like Breesy brings more of an importance than Foskey do because without clogging that middle and stopping the run,
That's
well,
right.
we know good. And
yeah.
pass rushing going to be a need because we haven't had, this is going to push
Man,
Peyton
I'm
Turner
excited
because
about our
let me
line.
Hey
tell
I
you
man,
really
something.
am.
Peyton Turner better shaping up and
Oh, he's gonna be out of here.
overcome these injuries
yeah.
because Foskey is coming.
He's
He's
Foskey
ready.
coming.
is coming.
He's
He's
literally
ready.
coming. He's coming
Hey
for him.
man, that was the captain of Notre Dame,
Yeah.
man. That was the captain on that defensive line over there, man. And look, let's talk about this, man. Look, I know we talk about defensive tackle, and I'm not even downplaying that. That you are correct. If we didn't have Breesy to clog that middle lane right there, people would just smash us and gas us in the middle of that D line.
Just
But I'm
like
gonna
they
tell
did
you
last year
why.
for 6 yards a carry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're ranked 24 in the NFL
I'm
against the run.
gonna tell you
Number
why.
2 against the pass.
I'm gonna tell you why the pass rush is just as important. Because let's say this: Cam Jordan has always had an All-Pro career, right? But he's starting to come down a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Let's
he had 8 sacks last year.
let's look at
That's a come down.
let's look at who Bryce Young has brought. Let's look at who the Panthers brought in. Bryce Young, running quarterback.
Yep.
Let's look at the Falcons. Desmond Ritter, running quarterback. Okay, let's look at the Buccaneers. Now the Buccaneers got Baker Mayfield, but he can run a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's a pocket
He
passer.
can beat you.
I'm
He
looking
can
at
beat you.
And
I'm looking at the
Contrast.
top of this NFC. I'm looking at Jalen Hurts. He just went to a Super Bowl. So you need
Yep.
that pass rush to get after these guys. Jalen Hurts, I don't know if y'all remember this, but Jalen Hurts gassed us.
Sure
He
did.
gassed the hell out of us. When he ran around that edge, Cam Jordan couldn't get to him.
Well,
Granderson couldn't
you
get to
talking
him.
Lamar,
None of them could get
get
to him.
Lamar Jackson.
You talking about 2 years ago because last year we beat him.
We just looked at Lamar Jackson. We just looked at Lamar Jackson. Now, all going that just gassed us last year. all
Yeah,
over that
yeah.
damn
I was
field.
hoping you brought that up because he didn't gas us last year. He didn't get a chance to play.
Well, he was hurt, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Those typical quarterbacks, because the league now today it's not pocket passer no more. It is now you are mobile now. You can throw from the pocket now. You can throw on an improvised throw now. So I'm just saying right now that was a perfect upgrade. We
And he
needed that.
reminds me
We
of
needed
Greg
somebody
Lloyd.
else.
He reminds me of Greg Lloyd. A lot of people don't remember Greg Lloyd from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Foskey has a lot of Greg Lloyd. He has a lot of Greg Lloyd swag in him. And let me tell you something. If you saw him at the draft party, the way he was, I mean, it was unbelievable. He already talking that he's going to be the man. He's talking about he's so excited to work with Cam Jordan. The young man is just he's talking about double sacks, man. This you're right. You're right. He's that guy that when you're dealing with these scrambling quarterbacks, these guys who move off the run, this is the pit bull we've been looking for.
Yes.
He's going to run them down.
Yes.
And I look at the Saints. The Saints' last couple of drafts on the defensive end, they went out and got Davenport, who was too slow. He's a big guy, but he was too slow to be around the end. We were getting, and when you look at Davenport, he would have been much more of a tackle to me.
I kept saying that for years. Devin stayed at defensive tackle when we had Trey going.
Peyton Turner the same way.
Yeah.
Peyton Turner is tall, lanky, going around the edge, but I think Peyton Turner could give us a little bit more if healthy. I want to see more Peyton Turner.
I need to see this
I've been saying that since
him
that
be healthy.
Year.
I just want to see Peyton Turner get healthy.
But they finally got a real defensive end, EJ. A real defensive end.
Yeah, this is a legitimate defensive end. This guy lives and breathes going after quarterbacks, man. This guy, you can't look. We like you guys said, we used to confuse Davenport a little bit with defensive tackle because of how big he was. This guy Foskey is a damn quarterback's nightmare. He's coming around that damn edge to take your head off. And I'm excited about him, man. I like it. I think
he's
a headhunter.
He's what, 600, 800, 300 plus pounds?
He's 6'5".
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
And you got a defensive back of 298 pounds and pounds.
Do y'all realize that Dennis Allen, if you look at what Dennis Allen has been doing, Dennis Allen is going for big guys. If you look at them, they all for the last, just look at the guys that he drafted. Everybody like 6'5". Just look at the height. Go look at the wide receivers he picked. The wide receiver 6'4", 6'5". The one, the undrafted guy was 6'5". The one that A.T. Perry 6'5". 6'4". If you look at the way Dennis Allen is building his team, he's building them. They got to be tall. They got to be fast. They got to be lean. I'm really impressed with Jeff Allen and the direction. The Saints are getting bigger and they're getting faster. And the 6-foot running back that we have is 5'11", 6 feet. That kid, when you get to talking about him, I'm really gonna get excited. So you go on with the next one. Go ahead.
Hey man, we look. Like, one more thing I'm gonna add about Foskey and Brian Breesy, man. This was perfect because this addressed both of the needs that we needed. Okay, on the D line. These are
Not
needs.
Being a Saints fan who's sitting up there crying about fantasy football, we're talking about needs.
This is needs, man.
And I don't understand this with Saints fans. When that guy got with Philadelphia, everybody got upset because the Saints passed over him. But you got to understand that what is the young man's name? I didn't call his name.
They're talking about Nolan Smith, man.
Nolan Smith. What Nolan Smith is a damn good player, but he don't fit the Dennis Allen scheme. Exactly. He is a 235-pound defensive end.
He plays in a 3-4 defense at Georgia, okay? And number two, guys, we already have Pete Warner. We already have Demario Davis.
And they only run 2 linebackers. They don't run no 3 linebackers.
Exactly.
They run a safety.
How is that going to fit?
Saints fans, what are you doing? Why are you so emotional and not understanding what they're doing? And that's the crazy part. People don't understand and they don't do their homework.
They don't
Get the video out and see what the Saints are doing.
They don't study the game, man. Look,
Yep.
that's
They don't see
simple.
me run that 4-2-5 and 4-3-4 at times.
Yeah,
But
man.
when they
That's why I asked that question about the lineup. That's specifically why I'm glad
That's a
y'all
great
broke
question.
it down like that. That's why, because people like me who never played the
mm,
game, even though I understand defensive lineups and stuff, but y'all played the game, so there's a different level of knowledge there. That's why I asked that question
That's
about
that's a
how do you
great
think we're going to be using them.
that's a
And
great
for those
question.
who come in the chat, my son played. He was a cornerback for the University of Belhaven University. He was an all coast high school player at Hancock High School in Mississippi. Okay, and also I played semi-pro ball, and I also played high school ball. Okay, so we got a little bit of
mhm.
of some pedigree up here too.
Hey, man,
Now,
we got some taste
and
of
the
the
young man
action, man.
right there, he paid for Bay High. This young man, Nasir, plays for
Long
Bay High.
Beach,
Okay,
Long Beach, Long
Long
well,
Beach, Long Beach, Long Beach,
Long Beach.
Bearcat.
I'm sorry, but
Silver.
the point what I'm trying to say is, and I also coached for many years. For those who know me in New Orleans, and I coached Jacoby Jones. I also coached Jacoby Jones, Squeaky Johnson, many other players.
Super
So
Bowl
we do know
champion
what we
Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, we do. We do know what we're talking about here on this panel, okay? So what
Right.
we're talking about is many Saints fans get very emotional because they're a fan, and I
They don't
understand.
understand. They just
They
don't
don't
understand the
understand.
football side. That's
And,
that's what
and
it
look,
is.
I'm hurt because I wanted Tajay Spears. That was my guy, but I had to
Well, I'm glad
understand.
you started there, man, because we going to this third round about Kendre Miller, TCU running back, man. This guy here can
I
fly, man.
like
This
it. I
guy here
like this pick.
It
is
is
I
a
like this
criminal,
pick.
look,
criminal,
man. I like
Well,
the
he don't
criminally
have no
cone.
speed, yeah,
underrated.
because he run a 4.6. He not no speed demon. He run a 4.6, 4.5.
Hey,
He not,
man.
but
He's
he's quick. He's
hey,
very
man.
quick,
Hey, look,
and he
he's
knows
faster
how to
than
make people
Kamara.
miss.
He's faster than Kamara.
Man, that combine speed don't mean nothing to me. In
That
real time
exactly.
game
And
is
that's
different.
that thing. There's a thing called football speed. I
Yes.
don't care what you do. You can run track. You can look like a world class. But if you don't know how to run with your speed, actually, see, and I tell people, Jerry Rice was never a guy who had absolutely a blazing speed. But Jerry Rice was a great route runner. Jerry Rice knew how to run in the game. And I ain't seen too many people catching Jerry Rice from behind, even though he was not fast in the combine.
Right, right. And sometimes, look, we look too much into the combine statistics and stuff like that, man. What matters is what you can do out there on that football field. And what I see when I looked at Kendre Miller's highlights, man, Kendre Miller can run, man, and
Yep.
he's
You
physical.
talking about
He can make people
Physical.
miss.
movements. You're talking about knowing how to run between the tackles. You're talking
Yes,
about running when 300-pound men are grabbing
yes,
at you at the moving speed. You got to know how to
yes,
do it within the game, during the game,
yes.
and that's not easy. You know,
That's
that's
a
why I say the
four
speed don't
down
matter.
back right there. That's a four down back, man.
We got Kelvin in the house. Kelvin said Miller will be better than Spears. We have to stop being so emotional about these New Orleans players. When we get those, he said bastards. They don't produce.
And they want everybody from Louisiana too, Calvin. They want everybody from LSU and
That's
Yeah.
what we
everybody
do.
from Tulane
I'm
and
back.
everybody from
If it
Monroe.
ain't LSU, it's
Yeah,
too late. And let me tell you something. I'm very emotional over it because I love the kid, okay? And I'm a big Tulane Greenway fan. But
it would have been nice to
but
have him.
I had to
Yeah,
understand that I see what the Saints were doing. They already have Kamara. If you get Tajay Spears is another Kamara. So
Well,
right. Yeah,
when
that's
you
that's
right.
get
what we
You
were
need a
gonna.
compliment
uh,
piece. A
you
compliment
need to
piece.
get another Mark Ingram. And
Yep.
Yeah.
when you look at Kendra, you know, that young man is more of that. He's a better Mark Ingram. But what I'm saying is he's a power back. He's a guy that can go in between tackles. He can make that tough yards. Him and Jamal Williams, man, could
And
y'all
that's the other
believe,
thing. We're not talking about Jamal Williams here. We got
man,
him too.
Yeah.
could
Yep.
y'all
Woo,
believe the
woo,
three had my
woo.
we have not had three good backs since
in
the
a long
2009
time.
season.
In a long time, Mike Bell, Reggie Bush, Pierre Thomas. Yes, sir. That
Yeah,
Mike
$28
Bell.
that was
Mike
the
Yeah,
last.
Bell.
Mike
Mike
Bell,
Bell.
that was
Gotta
the
give a
last
shout out to
time.
Mike Bell.
Kendrick Miller partially
Gotta give a
reminds
shout
me
out to
of
Mike
Pierre
Bell.
Thomas
What
when it
about
comes to coming through
we
the
had Hamilton too.
Yep. Sure
Saints had
did,
4
Ever.
running backs.
And you know
Nah,
what? I have no
remember
problem.
Cyber Bruiser
They
back.
were
nah.
the
Bruiser back.
sixth ranked.
Did
They
you
were number
compare?
6.
Did you compare Kendra to LT?
For me,
Who'd you
PT.
say?
PT. Pierre Thomas. When it comes down to
Oh
burning through
yeah,
the
yeah.
Okay.
tackle.
There you go.
the way
And
he
you know what?
That's a
Y'all know what too? I have no
that's a
problem
great
with
comparison. That's a
I have
great
no
Like, dog,
comparison.
problem.
he's like Pierre Thomas in some ways.
I have
Just
no
blazing
problem
through tackles.
with Mr. Miller talking. I think it was friendly banter, to be honest
I
with
was
you.
just about to
But I
bring
have
that
no
up,
we
man.
can
problem with him
bring
saying
back the scream game with Mr. Miller.
I
And
have
if you
no
got
problem.
and look, you remember how we have not been utilizing the scream. He's the perfect scream
Scream,
running back.
yeah.
Back for that, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Let
and
me.
he makes people miss just as well as Kamara. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all mad at him, Saints fans, because he said he coming for Kamara's spot,
I have no
then
problem with it.
let me tell you
You
something.
don't want to
Something wrong
win.
with you,
If you
don't
don't
want to
want
win.
a player that want to go for the number 1
You
spot,
don't want to win. And look,
you don't want to win.
and if I'm Kamara, I like it. I'm like, yeah,
You like
nigga,
that.
come on,
It
come get it. You
pushes
gonna
you.
make me better.
Yes,
Come on, come
It
get
you
it.
want
pushes you.
him to push you.
Come get it.
You want him to be hungry.
You're gonna make me better. And if you good enough to take my spot, then you deserve that
Then
spot.
you deserve it,
That's
right?
how it go.
That's
Then
how
we'll
it
trade
goes.
your old ass off, and then we'll trade your old ass off and let the youngster go.
Yeah.
But right now, it's it's not realistic that he gonna take no Kamara spot.
Look,
But I like
let's
the
be honest,
mindset.
man. Let's be honest. He's not taking Kamara's spot, but let's just be let's be real about this too, though. He is an assurance that Kamara is going to continue to play at a high level.
Continue to work hard.
He's going to keep pushing Kamara to go be
Jamal
the
Williams
guy
That's what
that
he
he's
meant.
always
Jamal Williams
been.
gonna push him too.
Yes.
Jamal Williams ain't coming there just to be.
Yeah, that's right, Ever.
He's gonna
coming
push
for it
both.
too.
All 3 of them gonna push each other.
They're gonna
Yes.
compete with each other. They're gonna be cool together, but they're gonna compete, and that's gonna make the team better. That's what
Yes.
I want, man. I always told y'all I want to see the team compete. If we can compete and play to a high level, I'll be happy with that.
What I want.
But if we're competing, I can't. There's nothing I can say about it. But
Yeah.
if you're just out there, your body language is shot, and you're not playing to the best of your ability with all the money the team's paying you, then I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
But if you're competing, hey,
That's what you want as a Saints fan, man.
Sweeper backfield too. We got a crazy sweeper backfield.
But think about it, y'all.
Alvin, Jamal Williams. You got Kendra Miller. You got Taysom Field, Dwayne Washington, and you got what's that one back? And
some of them are special team guys. But yeah, that's important now.
And Prentice too, man. You a 6-7 head monster out there in that backfield and doing.
Well, when is the last time we had a backfield that we were confident about, though? When is the last time we had this kind of backfield?
Hey, man,
long time.
I'm not even gonna say 2018 because 2018 was just Mark Ingram and Kamara.
Yeah, I like Nick Anderson too, Calvin. I like Nick
2009 was the last time. 2009 was the last time we had a running back by committee. We had Reggie Bush, Mike Bear, Pierre Thomas. All these guys.
I think Mike Bell was underrated for us, but that's
y'all keep forgetting about Hamilton. Hamilton was out there handling the Saints had a convoy of different types of backs and Pierre Thomas and them, and they were number 6 in the NFL. And guess what?
Our blocking
Nobody
was nice
no
then too.
injuries. The Saints was not injured. The running backs was not injured. They stayed healthy. It was outstanding.
And we had some offensive linemen during those years too that was out there blocking for us.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. What makes good offensive linemen is good running back game. Running backs make
they work hand in hand. They work hand in hand.
They work hand in hand. Don't just say all block because
we got Trevor Penning coming out.
Let me tell y'all something. It's amazing that I'm gonna tell y'all something that's gonna shock y'all. All of a sudden, Philadelphia is so great at offensive line. Only 2 years ago, that Carson Wentz and them, they had the worst offensive line in football. You gonna tell me in 1 year they're the best? You know why they're the best in 1 year? Because of Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Making them look good. Yeah.
He makes them look good.
Impacted.
Yeah.
It's not that they got the
He
best
impacted
offensive line.
line.
Right.
When you got to chase around a scrambling quarterback like
Yes.
that makes him look good.
As
Don't
a
Yes.
big
tell me
man, you
that
300
offensive
pounds,
line
you can
got
knock people
better
over.
within
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Look, let's just
That's
say
why I know people don't watch football.
if
Yep.
Jalen was a pocket passer, that line is
He'll
not
be
as
getting
good.
killed.
Yeah, he'll be
He be
getting
getting
killed back there.
crucified.
Yeah,
That's
but
the same
because
thing
But
with the
that's what I'm saying.
Cowboys.
How long did that kind of offense work? Because he ain't gonna be able to run around forever. He's gonna have to start learning to stay in the pocket.
Oh,
And
well,
fast.
it
He's gonna
always.
get older.
Once teams catch up on you, it'll be a matter of time because,
Okay.
like I said, he's
Look what
gonna have to
happened to
use it.
RG3 when he couldn't
But
run
right,
no more.
but
What
what
happened
he
to him?
got, but let me
Cam
tell you something.
Newton. Cam
What I
Newton,
do
the
like
biggest
about
example.
him, what I like about him more than I like about other quarterbacks is, and I got to give him that, because Lamar Jackson haven't gotten it yet. He can throw the ball. He can throw from the pocket.
Yeah,
Okay,
he can.
and
I watched him in college.
he don't have to. He don't have to just run. He
No.
can throw.
He's a smart runner. He's more of a, because that's the thing about Lamar. He's always in a quarterback that always looking to throw from.
Lamar gonna get hurt if he keep doing what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying.
well, you know what? I'm not gonna say too much on Lamar because Lamar had to deal with what he had to deal with. His receiver room was never always the best. They always
That's another great point.
they made that offense around him tailored to
Yeah.
just run. They didn't never really worry
They
about
never
him passing
developed
the run.
anything. Yeah.
As you can see this year, they actually went out and got some damn receivers for him. So you'll see him pass a lot and
More.
everything out of there. But as far as Kendre Miller and everything goes, man, this was something that, like we all discussed before the draft started, this was a position of need. And once again, the Saints hit again. And look, and I'm gonna say this about
And we knew this
Tajay.
was a deep receiver draft. Y'all talked about it on the show.
Oh yeah,
How deep this draft was with receivers.
yeah. And
y'all
it's
said
amazing.
in the late rounds we were gonna get one.
Yeah,
Y'all said that.
we have to get there. But look, I'm gonna say this too about Tajay, but and before we even move on to our next pick, because there's a quarterback that just joined the quarterback room that we got to get into. But Tajay, look, I'm a homegrown boy. I love him. He got us a Cotton Bowl ring over there in Tulane, man. I appreciate everything he done over there at Tulane, and he's gonna do very well
I'm glad he went to Tennessee.
He's gonna do really
In
good
the
over there with the
AFC,
Titans.
I was wishing that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one of the rival teams didn't get him.
He's the perfect yang to Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry is nothing but power. Tajay Spears is your slasher, yo Alvin Kamara type.
Carolina didn't get him.
But like I said, look, the Saints did, and they like Tajay. And we're not gonna sit here and act like they didn't like Tajay. The thing is that the Saints looked for a particular running back. Okay, they wanted a guy that can go ahead and be young. All right, hit the hole.
20 years old, EJ.
And be a slasher. So
EJ, he's 20 years old.
Yeah. So, look, I'm telling you, Kitch ain't gonna be around.
That's amazing, man. 20 years old.
We gonna be cheering for this guy for a long time.
Long time,
man. But let's kick it down to the fourth round, man. I alluded to a quarterback, but before I get to that quarterback, man, let's talk about this guard, man. This guard.
My God, I was about him.
Hang on one second. Let me make sure I go ahead and pronounce his name right. Nick.
We can't see your face, EJ. You went black, man.
I know. I'm
You're
looking
bad
at
for TV, bro.
This guy here. Look, I'm looking at his name.
You can't.
I'm looking at his name to go ahead and pronounce his name right. Nick Saldiveri. This guy here. And let me tell y'all something about Nick Saldiveri. Okay. They did a great job of picking this guy up in the fourth round. I was wondering, because I was like, okay, the Saints traded in. So this guy's got to be somebody that they really want and they see him.
Let me look him up too.
So they traded back in there in that fourth round. And this guy, the reason why the Saints picked this guy up because he's the most versatile lineman in this draft. This guy can play any position on that line.
That
he
is
doesn't just play guard. He does not just play guard. Plays center.
That is insane.
He plays tackle as well. So this guy here can play whatever you need him
That
to
is
play.
insane, and that's
That
rare.
was the,
He
that was
is the hill of the O line.
yes, this guy here is your Swiss Army knife
Stupid,
on that
stupid
on
leg
that
play.
line.
I think they draft him to be a potential
Pete's replacement.
Andrews Pete. I think Andrews Pete days are numbered. I think if Andrews don't step it up, I think we're going to see Andrew. He's not going to be with the New Orleans Saints. I think this is
the perfect replacement right here.
Yeah, and he's a big guy. He's 6'5". He's 6'5".
But how often do you see a lineman that can play anywhere on the front line? That's
Throckmorton plays all over the Saints line too.
Hey man,
I knew he did.
We have players on the team that does it.
Shout out to Throckmorton, but we needed somebody that was
he's not
younger.
Talented like this kid.
He's not talented as him, and he's not as young as him. And
Throckmorton's more of a guard.
Throckmorton is 26 years old, EJ.
They said that Salvadori has not allowed a single sack this season. This past season.
Yeah,
he has not allowed a single sack.
And look, I'm gonna say this to as everyone's
318 pounds.
They're gonna talk about that he came from Old Dominion. That's a small school and everything. Look,
I don't care.
Let's not do that.
Football is football, man.
Them small schools be some big sleepers now.
Yes, especially with these linemen. Man, those are those programs that come out with the best linemen.
Well, look, Teron Armstead, Pine Bluff,
Arkansas.
How many Hall of Famers went to small schools?
Y'all remember William Roaf? William Roaf went to Louisiana Tech.
Yes.
Hall of Famer for the New Orleans Saints.
Yes. So I'm telling y'all, don't worry about the school where he came from. I'm telling y'all right now, this kid right here, man, he's gonna be really good, man. I was really surprised at the pick, but at the same time, when they traded up,
where Randy Moss went to college at?
Yeah, exactly.
We are Marshall.
Exactly. Man, look,
small schools make big ball play.
That was a great pickup by the Saints, man. But now let's get to this quarterback, man. Jake Haener, Fresno State, man. Jake Haener. This guy,
I like it, man. I don't think this is no Ian Book.
Why you laughing? I want to know why you're laughing.
Type of pick. I like this pick.
Hey, man. Look,
I really like this pick, EJ.
Nas, I'm glad you brought this up now about Ian Book, because a lot of Saints fans, when they saw Jake Haener, when they saw Jake Haener get drafted, they immediately thought Ian Book, and I don't know why.
I don't know why, man.
I'll tell you right now.
Ian Book wishes that that he had Jake Haener's arm ability, that he had his type of talent,
accuracy ability,
his accuracy, man. Jake Haener, when I tell you under duress, look at his highlight tape, and you tell me under duress at Fresno State. Look at the way he completes passes
schools.
accurately.
Fresno State played against the UCLA Bruins. They played against Pac-10 schools. So don't act like this dude didn't play nobody.
He beat UCLA too.
This dude was UCLA. I thought Drew Brees was born again. I mean, the young man is 6 feet. He's 6 feet.
Well, you know who his idol was in football with Drew Brees.
He's like an identical to Drew Brees. And I'm not saying he will be Drew Brees. I'm telling you that is the perfect young man to sit under Jameis Winston, to sit under Derek Carr, to be able to suck in from these veterans and learn. It's amazing to me.
I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm gonna say this. Yeah, we gonna keep throwing Drew Brees. The only thing that reminds me of Drew Brees with him is his height. What he reminds me of passing wise is Derek Carr. He's Derek Carr passing wise.
Wait, I want to ask Calvin, how the hell he reminds you of Chris Naomi?
Oh my God!
Chris Naomi was a lineman. What is wrong with you, Calvin? You've been drinking today.
Lord, Calvin,
he might be trolling now. He might be trolling.
I'll tell you right now. If Jake Haener had 4 years, if Jake would have played 2 more years,
Jake is in a great situation, man. Jake gets to be with a team where he doesn't have to start, and he gets to sit behind a quarterback where he went to the same college with. You know, somebody that's similar passing wise, I'm just telling y'all right now. Watch Jake Haener a couple of years, from now, and when Derek Carr gets a little older, and we start really thinking about it, maybe Jake Haener really pushes, Derek Carr out the door towards
Could
the end of his contract.
could be the future.
So
Looking at his stat, he went 20-3 in college.
Yeah.
He was 50-13 as a starter.
Yeah.
And he's another high character
He threw
guy too.
68 touchdowns and 18 interceptions.
You know what else stands out to me, guys?
Woo!
What else stands out to me about him, guys, is that
Accuracy.
he wants to be here in New Orleans. He wants to be here. He was
And he
always
grew up
a
a
Saints
Saints
fan.
fan.
That was his team. That was his team.
Yeah, that was his team. Like you want that type of stuff, man. A good energy guy, always been a leader everywhere he's been. Look, he's a little corny. I ain't gonna lie to you. A little country in him, look Jake.
He reminds me of Derek.
He's a California boy.
I saw Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan was like, he posted on Twitter. He was like, "Man, where's this kid from?" But look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Look, New Orleans is gonna look. Y'all remember how Drew Brees was before he came to New Orleans? Now, Drew Brees didn't have all that damn swagger. Now, it took him a couple of years to go ahead and get acclimated to New Orleans. So give it a little minute, and
And Drew was a 4th-round pick, and this kid was a 4th-round pick.
I like the kid's enthusiasm. I like his energy. Yeah. He has that. When he did the "Who Dat" chant, it was unbelievable. And like I said, I'm very pleased with this draft pick because this is the first time in a long time since Chase Daniels the Saints were able to say that they could develop a quarterback.
Yeah,
because Chase Daniels was the actual only quarterback that the Saints ever really got a chance to actually develop. Yeah. And I want to see what having him and David Carr, by the fact that David Carr is a mentor to him, and he wanted to be under David Carr, and Drew Brees been working with this kid. I'm hearing Drew Brees meets with him and been working with him. I mean, come on, man! You got two quarterbacks like Derek Carr and Drew Brees. That's helping you. I mean, you got James,
and you got James, and you got James too. So look, man. I'm just that's gonna be a kid. We ain't gonna look. I'm gonna just tell y'all now. The only news you're gonna hear from Jake is from preseason. Okay.
Well,
it's gonna take a couple of years.
Henry, tell Henry this. Henry, I've been posting all the videos. I've been posting all the I've been giving all the receipts in the group because I get sick and tired of everybody coming in the group, don't watch tapes, don't do nothing, and they just be complaining. That's why I did all them videos that I did.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you did it.
Calvin, look, Calvin. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, Calvin. I ain't comparing him to Drew Brees. I compared him to his height. I said to me, a pro comparison to me is Derek Carr. He has a Derek Carr type of passing.
That is exactly what you said. Yep.
So Calvin, I ain't about to do that.
Gotta listen to what
you
said before you write those
comments, I compare him to Drew Brees. There's nothing wrong with saying that he has a familiar. He's his body size. He's 6 feet like Drew Brees. He's 216 pounds like Drew Brees. He's like he's an average quarterback like Drew Brees. So that is a right comparison. Yeah. Do I say he's gonna be Drew Brees? Hell no. I didn't say that. But don't act like we can't say he has traits of a Drew Brees.
Like these.
Right.
And Derek Carr put together.
Right. Man, but
just
like
because you don't know a player and you didn't do your homework, Calvin, don't sit there because you don't like his name, Calvin.
Yeah, Mr. Calvin.
His name sound kind of corny. I mean, goddamn, do some kind of homework, Calvin.
You want to know what? His deep ball game reminds? His deep ball like it's like rustish. It's like a bit of rust.
A quarterback throws.
I like that, Nas. I like that.
When I look at his deep ball game is a lot similar to Wilson. High, looks like it's gonna be thrown like crazy, overthrown, but it goes on the money. I'm looking at this kid could possibly be quarterback.
No, 68 touchdowns, 18 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. He played against Pac-10 players. Okay. He didn't play. He didn't play. He played against UNC. He played against UCLA. He didn't play against no damn. He didn't play against some whack ass opponents.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying, man.
Look,
Nobody
said, man,
Drew Brees.
Why
when we mention Drew Brees, you got to assume that we saying he's Drew Brees.
Right.
That's crazy.
We're just doing comparison traits of him.
Right. Exactly. It's just traits. That's all it is, man. Look, but I'm gonna say this, man. We not about to blow up Jake Haener like he's the savior and he's gonna be the next guy. Like I said, the most you're
We're just excited the Saints draft the quarterback.
Right. The most you're gonna hear from Jake is preseason. But I'm just saying, look down the line 2-3 years from now, and I'm just telling y'all, like Jake Haener is gonna be a guy that I'm looking at, future wise, that could compete for that starting job one day.
Calvin, let me ask you something, Calvin. When Drew Brees was drafted out of San Diego, was Drew Brees back then? Because he was benched for Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
Drew Brees couldn't even sniff the damn field for 2 years. He couldn't sniff the field. Let's talk about Drew Brees back then. Because Drew Brees was not the greatest quarterback in Saints history or anybody's history back then.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's talk about it. Look, I'm gonna be real. And let me tell you something. They draft Phillip Rivers not because they knew that they didn't believe in Drew Brees.
Yeah, they didn't believe in him. They didn't believe in him.
Drew Brees,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So don't come over here acting like because we bring up this young man that
and what did Phillip do?
Can't possibly remember. There was a guy named Tom Brady before Tom Brady was Tom Brady. He was picked in the 6th round, and nobody gave.
That's right.
That's true.
Any goddamn
Those were late round draft picks.
That's
true.
Late round draft picks, you don't never know who they can be.
There you go.
Look at Brock
The
Purdy.
Patriots never picked Tom Brady.
Look at
Nobody
Brock
would know who
Purdy.
he is.
Look at Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy had the 49ers undefeated for a very long time.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Sixth round pick.
7th round pick. He was the last pick of the draft.
The last pick of the draft. That was the last pick of the draft, man.
And you let a 7th round pick showcasing you that, hey, a pick can't be a starter? Well, get out of here.
Come on now.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, man. Now let's kick it around, man, to the last pick of the draft, man. The 6th round pick, man. A.T. Perry. A.T. Perry, man.
Don't forget, old boy, we drafted the safety. Jordan Howden.
Yeah, Mr. Jordan Howden. Hey, I appreciate that, Nas. I appreciate that. I'm sure forgetting about Mr. Howden too, as well. Yes, Jordan and A.T. Perry, man. These guys here. Now, look, I'm gonna say this. People are sleeping on Jordan Howden. Okay, Jordan was a little bit of background story about Jordan. Jordan was a doggone walk-on. He was a walk-on. He wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't supposed to be in the draft right now. He wasn't even supposed to be on a college team, let alone. But this guy worked his way up, was the captain of Minnesota. His biggest game of his career was against Penn State. I don't know if you guys remember this game. Y'all watched, college football or not. But he picked off Penn State, undefeated Penn State at their house. It sealed the game. Jordan Howden, man. This guy Clifford. He picked off Clifford. Yeah, he picked off Clifford, man. Steve Clifford over there. So that guy, man, I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking, okay, he could be a really good depth guy to learn behind Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May, man. He can do something.
He's pretty big, EJ.
He's pretty big. Pretty big. So I like those strong safety type guys, those Cam Chancellor type guys. That's what he kind of reminds me of as far as physicality. And that's what I want, man. I like.
You better be careful, EJ. You better be careful. Saying he's saying that he reminds you of.
Let me be careful. Let me be careful here.
He reminds me of Bruce Baker a bit.
I did not say he was Cam Chancellor now.
You can't say somebody remind you, huh, Henry? You just can't remind somebody.
You know who he really of? He really reminds me of like a Lotto type Buda Baker.
Yeah.
Versatile. He plays safety and he plays DB too.
Yeah.
Very
He's good at covers as well.
When he hits. I watch the film. I'm looking like, this boy a game wrecker.
It's going to be really good competition because I see a lot of these safeties that's been picked up in free agency, and now we just picked up Howden. It's going to be interesting to see who going to come out on top in that, man. I'm liking the competition. And that's going to be something I'm going to look at, closely in training camp. Who Dennis Allen really likes and who's making waves in training camp. Who's the guys that's going to really prove that
That's what
belong
I'm
on
waiting
the
on
team.
too. I'm waiting them to get to the OTAs, get to training camp, and let's get it going.
Yeah.
Let's get to A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry, man.
Yes.
A.T. Perry, strong, physical, wide receiver, man.
Remember his quarterback was who got traded.
Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell over there.
No. That's not Aiden O'Connell. That's for Wake Forest, brother. That's the dude Hartman. Hartman was his quarterback.
You sure?
Go check it out. Hartman was his quarterback.
I seen it. They said Hartman was watching his tapes.
See, that's why I do my homework before I come up on here.
Okay.
You have to, Everett. You have to. You're supposed to, my brother.
That's a big old
You're supposed to.
Big old fellow.
ACC Player of the Year.
I just had to make sure.
Second team ACC Player of the Year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doggone, he led his school and franchise history for receiving yards. So this guy here, big body receiver, physical, really. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
He should have been drafted. He was projected drafted in the late first round and second round. He dropped.
Yeah,
he dropped because of all of the multiple trades. When the dip happened to the in the beginning, he just dropped.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all though. If he played at Ohio State, he would be Michael Thomas. He would be Michael Thomas. Because that's who he reminds me of.
Y'all don't think this was potentially a steal for the Saints?
This was definitely a steal. This was
just like the Jay Hainer
just like the Jay Hainer pickup and the Nick Salvador.
Calvin said we better watch the Tyrann Matthew's old ass better watch it because we picking up all these nice safeties. He said that Tyrann Matthew's old ass.
That's all competition, Mr. Calvin.
That's competition.
I don't care. Look, I don't care if Tyrann Matthew played at LSU or whatever. I care about the Saints being in a competitive position to win.
Right. And I will say this. Honey Badger looked like the Honey Badgers at the end of the season.
He sure did. He sure did. I do
say
that.
Maybe the Honey Badger was trying to learn the defense. Maybe he was too.
Let's be honest here, too, guys.
The defense is complicated.
Since we brought up Tyrann Mathieu, let's be honest about him as well too. This was a different scheme for Tyrann Mathieu. Okay, the things he was running over there at Kansas City compared to what he's doing now, that's different. And then two, he is on the older side and everything. But let's not act like he didn't have to have an adjustment and he was just gonna be plugged in and everything was okay. He had to go ahead and adjust and learn the plays too. Okay, it was like him being a rookie all over again and learning Dennis Allen's defense.
Exactly.
So and like I said, he did a great job. Even though he started out, he struggled at the beginning of the season. We all seen that. But he saved himself at the end of the season. He really did play well. He started to play like Tyrann Mathieu. So I'm not about to sit here and go and get on Tyrann Mathieu and ride off his wave right now. I really think he's just really beginning to go ahead and get back to where he was.
EJ, there's two undrafted players that I want to let you know that I'm intrigued about. One is Shaq Davis, and one is Nick
Anderson.
Nick Anderson.
Let me tell you something.
What are they position?
Shaq Davis, 6'5", EJ. He's 6'5". He's 185. That's the problem. The reason why he dropped because he's so skinny. And another reason why he dropped is because he played for South Carolina State HBCU.
Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about now.
Damn deer. He is a deer. When I tell you he's that tall.
Yeah.
And he runs a fofo. But it's like Terrell Owens all over again.
Amen.
I think I know who you're talking about. I seen an interview. He was like, you said teams are making a mistake passing me up.
This is a steal. And look, check out this tight end we picked up, Joel Wilson.
Yeah.
Joel Wilson,
Central Michigan tight end.
He reminds me. He reminds me of old 49ers tight end over
What's
there.
his name, Evan?
Vernon Davis.
No, not Vernon.
George
Who they
Kittle.
got right now? George Kittle.
George
He's
Kittle.
What's
like
his name, Evan?
Joel Wilson.
Joel Wilson.
Joel Wilson, man. That's gonna
Michigan
be.
tight end.
That's a
Wilson.
guy to watch out too in that tight end room, especially now that it's a lot of competition over there in that tight end room. That's a guy you need to keep an eye on before training camp starts.
Also,
Joel
look
Wilson.
out for Lucas Kroll, because you remember this is his second year.
Well,
Lucas Kroll gonna be in the system now, and now that Troutman is out the way, I really believe that, because you remember he was Pickens' #1 tight end last year.
And Saints knew he was
never
gonna
got a
go,
chance
or
to
they were
really
gonna
get
trade
on
him.
the field last year.
They went after
man.
Joel Wilson.
I want to shout out to Nick Anderson though out of Tulane, man. Nick
man,
Anderson.
he's the forgotten dude.
This could be. Look. Let me be careful when I say this, okay? Let me just be careful, all right? But if things go correctly with him, I'm telling y'all, this could be Mr. Mills again, man. Number 51 in the house, man.
5'11".
He's another small
Oh, you talking about the
linebacker.
linebacker?
Reminds me of
Another small linebacker with a bunch of energy and just can play, man. Great
yeah,
coverage.
yeah,
229 pounds.
Yeah, he.
Who he reminds?
People forget Sam Mills played for Santa Clara State, and he was the small school Santa Clara.
Yeah,
and nobody knew nothing about Sam Mills. He was undrafted. Did not get drafted by the New Orleans Saints. So this is what we tried to tell people. You just because you get undrafted does not mean that these kids can come up in here and get a job. Remember, Pierre Thomas beat out Antonio Pittman. Antonio Pittman was drafted to the New Orleans Saints from the University of Florida State. He was the Saints' number 4th round pick.
Sure
and he went into the draft and beat out this man.
Beat him out. You ain't never heard of Antonio Pittman again.
From Illinois. So it can happen, y'all.
Definitely.
Never Nick Anderson reminds me of. He reminds, when it comes down to the blitz game, he reminds me of Monte.
Here we go, Calvin. Don't you ever see him.
He
was just using him as a comparison, Mr. Calvin. He never said he was Sam Mills.
Nobody ever said that he's Sam Mills.
He's comparable. He's comparable because of height.
Comparison,
meaning he got certain features in his body.
His height, man. Look at the height, man. Don't that look like Sam Mills in the beginning, man? Look at his height, man. Come on now. I ain't saying nothing about that Sam Mills all over again, about to go ahead and be in the Dome Patrol and all. Come on now. Come on, Calvin. Come on now.
He reminds me of Monte if Monte comes to the blitz game. Because remember when Monte used to blitz in the run game and pass game?
Yeah.
Fast. Yeah. But this kid, way faster. I'm talking fast. Just quarterback already ran over.
I sent some videos to you guys. Y'all go check it out. And there's a lot of more undrafted. They didn't pick another guy to be their kickoff returner to be the next Donante Hardy. I can't think of his name, but he's out of Montana. I sent that to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go Grizz.
Check him out. I can't get it. If you go on the
Go Grizz.
Go check his name out on your thing so the people can know who he is. Henry.
He taking Shaheed spot. Whoever that kid is taking Shaheed old spot.
Then there's many undrafted
we always need kickoff and punt returners. So
well they got a lot of these guys, man. This is gonna be a very intriguing training camp. I can't wait. They got them another running back. This other running back, Thompson. Check out Thompson, y'all. This dude is another rock. They didn't pick up another undrafted running back. The Saints went out there and got some more wide receivers. They like 3 more wide receivers. They went and got a couple of more tight ends to come.
His name is in the chat. His name is in the chat. Mr. Malik Flowers, wide receiver from Montana.
Malik Flowers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Montana. He's the all-time kickoff returner and punt returner from Montana. Okay, so he's a flyer. He runs a 4.2 in the 40.
Go Grizz.
He run
Both
that Chris
ways.
Olave. He run that Chris Olave speed.
But just imagine if they get his hands together, man. Look out.
I'm just
And
saying, man. Look, this
you
way.
got
I'm excited
Shaheed
about
running the
Rashid Shaheed too. I really am. I'm excited to see what
Yeah,
Rashid
this is gonna
Shaheed
be
gonna do
Well,
this year.
Shaheed's first year.
Rashid has
Really,
stepped up. That's how y'all know Rashid has made the team because he's no longer have to be forcing the punts and kicking
yeah,
away.
Correct.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He made
yeah.
a
Yep.
I'm
roster
talking
spot.
about him in the
This
passing
this
game. I
gonna
can't
be
wait to
his
see what he's
first
gonna do.
year really being like under the receivers. He ain't gonna really worry about special teams no
No,
more.
that's what I mean. I'm talking about him playing with Derek Carr. I can't wait to see that connection.
Oh
You know,
man,
him
yeah,
being in
you
there,
finally got somebody that
maybe
can
getting
give it
that
to
number
him.
2 spot. Maybe
Yeah,
getting that number 2 spot. Maybe. Remember, I
yeah.
said it. He might be the number 2 guy.
You
You
know
know,
who
that
young
guy, he don't drop
Henry?
balls, he catches. Can you
Hey
imagine Derek
man,
Carr throwing to him? And Derek Carr can throw the ball, son. I'm telling y'all.
You know
Derek,
who
There ain't
remind
nothing
me
wrong
of
with Derek Carr.
Derek gonna
Henry?
put it on him, man. Derek gonna put
You,
it on him.
you know
You
who
ain't gonna
he
worry.
Don't be
remind me of?
surprised if Rashid have 800 yards this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Look, I'm just glad the Saints or us as Saints fans don't have to see Andy Dalton,
We're not
dropping
losing
back
our
and trying to
minds,
throw
Mr.
down
Calvin. What are you talking about? Sir, we're not losing our minds on
Y'all
this
should have
show.
seen Andy Dalton when he was welcoming Bryce Young to the team. He was out there, and they was all ready when he was coming from the
right?
airport.
Yeah, this dude talking about some. I'm gonna go ahead and tutelize you. Teach you how
Oh
to
my
be
God!
the.
Please don't listen to him. I
the,
mean Bryce.
Mr. Calvin
listen to
said we're
Andy,
losing our
Andy,
Oh,
minds on
matter of
this
fact,
show.
Bryce.
Andy,
I don't think
Matter
so,
of fact,
sir.
Bryce, listen to him because we don't need you playing well. So listen all the
Oh,
advice you can from Andy Dalton.
oh my God! I
I
wish
ain't
we
gonna
would.
wish
Wish we would
I
have
ain't
had.
gonna
I
wish
wish we
bad
would have right
on
for
Bryce Young, but I don't want him winning against my Saints. So you can win all other games, but we won't kick your ass.
Yeah, Red
I'm
Rifle, you picked the wrong side to
I'm
play
gonna be
with, buddy.
honest though. Like I'm gonna be real too. Like I'm glad the Panthers didn't get C.J. Stroud, man.
I think we'd have had more trouble against C.J. Stroud than Bryce
Yeah,
CJ
Young
is a
because
yeah,
CJ
C.J.
a freak.
Stroud was a much bigger quarterback. The Saints have trouble with big quarterbacks. They don't have trouble with little quarterbacks. It's
yeah.
big quarterbacks.
CJ,
And I think
How are we
Cam
gonna
Jordan and
do?
them gonna have a field day with Bryce Young.
How are we gonna do in the division this year, fellas? What y'all think?
Well, the Saints gonna win this division. The
This,
Saints
this,
are
So
hands down gonna win this division.
on
yeah. This
on the court.
look on paper right now. This should be the Saints division to win right now.
It's,
And
Now
I'm
it's
gonna make
about
a
we
I'm
can
gonna make
say
a
all
bold
ATC
that now
and
though on paper, but at the
yep.
same time, the Saints still have to go out there and execute.
I'm
It
gonna
has
make
to
a
Go ahead,
bold
go ahead,
prediction.
PC.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
make a bold
PC.
prediction since the draft is over. And we're probably going to still pick up a couple of free agents because I remember Foster Moreau is going to be possibly signing with the Saints. But listen, and I'm going to make this bold prediction. I think the Saints are going to win the division, and they're not going to win it with 9 games. I think the Saints are going to win this division with 12 games this year. And I really believe those 12 games, and the Saints are going to host a playoff game this year. I don't know if they're going to go Super Bowl, but I think everybody else needs to watch out.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
like us.
everybody needs to watch out for the Saints.
I like us just solely, not just for the division, but look at our schedule. Our schedule is very favorable.
You don't have
Very
Aaron
favorable.
Rodgers in the division no more. I mean, in our conference no more.
Yeah.
Look at the quarterbacks that are in the conference, other than Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. Who else
And Kirk
who
Cousins.
you don't have in the division no more, Everett? What you said? I missed that.
in the conference? When you think about now, these young rookies gonna take a little while. Bryce
Right, I know
Young
that.
gonna
Yeah.
take a little while. These
So who
guys
left
gonna
the
take a.
division?
When
Aaron
I look
Rodgers.
at the Saints, let's just be honest. Look at the division, and you look at it right now. I'm not
NFC
gonna say.
conference.
I really believe the Saints gonna give Philadelphia. The Saints gonna sneak up on people, and I don't see nobody other than if we want to go with it,
If we stay healthy and everything, yeah.
I don't see
Yeah.
Minnesota challenging because of Cousins. Minnesota cannot get over the hump because of Cousins. They decided not to draft. They decided not to draft a quarterback. That was stupid. Okay,
Wow.
They so
decided not to
retarded
go.
for laughed at Minnesota. I said Minnesota.
They
Sorry
did
for
pay
y'all.
Kirk a lot of damn money though, y'all. That's
I
a
said
hard
I feel
decision to
sorry
make.
for Minnesota. Y'all stuck Cousins. Y'all ain't draft no future quarterback.
I don't think. And let me tell you something. There's a couple of teams. I'm just telling you, in Washington Potato Skins, they made a bad decision not drafting a quarterback neither. I know they like that dude, but that dude ain't ain't the guy. I just don't believe it. You passed up Henry Hooker. You could have had your quarterback.
Passed up a lot.
Yeah, they passed up a lot. They did pass up a lot.
Yeah, but it do make sense to why the Lions got him, guys. Jared
The
Goff
Giants
is
gonna be there. The Giants gonna be a playoff team.
The Lions are gonna be feisty, y'all. We can't sleep on the Lions this year.
Can't sleep on the Lions.
Gonna be feisty.
be a run defense.
Now
team.
them picking up Henry Hooker, that was big for them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was.
that's gonna be their eventual quarterback, because I don't know how long Jared Goff got left.
Jared Goff has not showed that he's a bad quarterback yet.
Oh no, he's always been.
He played okay last year.
He'll get you where you need to be. He'll get you where you need to be.
He probably keep the rookie on the bench for at least another year.
Yeah. Now I give him about 2 more years.
Just change of
Y'all
coach.
just think about it, y'all. Let's just be objective. Let's just be real. Look at the NFC. Why can't the Saints be in that mix? Just be honest to yourself. Look at the teams. If you look at Carolina, Atlanta, and all them, they did great. They won the offseason. Don't get me wrong. They got, Atlanta ended up with Bijan Robinson, but that's not quarterback. That's not quarterback. And I'm telling you, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. I think Derek Carr is better than half of them quarterbacks.
We already know that for fact. Easy kill.
Yeah,
Derek Carr is better than Ritter, better than Bryce Young, and he better than Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Let me tell them quarterbacks something. Hey, Derek Carr, y'all son. Derek Carr, y'all daddy. Son.
But Kyle Trask ain't the guy. Kyle Trask ain't gonna start. It's gonna be that dude Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield gonna be there for a year. He gonna be a poof. Going to another team just to be your starter.
I ain't gonna lie though, if Kyle Trask start, it's gotten real bad for Buccaneers. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Drafted in the second round by accident.
If we see Kyle Trask start,
Kyle Trask worked under Tom Brady. Maybe he might shock us. Maybe he might shock us.
He sat under Brady for 2 years.
Calvin, I'm gonna say this about your comment that Derek Carr better be, or the Who That Nation will be all over him. Look, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, you can say that and everything, but look, y'all, we kind of stuck with him right now. Regardless of what he do.
Derek Carr, this is his rookie year.
I just want to know one thing, Calvin. When Derek Carr ever had a top 20 defense? Not top 19. Top 19. Because he had top 20. Whenever he has a 19, 15, 16, 17, 18, all the way down to top 10, top 5, he has never had a top defense in Oakland. It has never been.
Never, ever.
Yeah.
Just Drew never had a top 10 defense.
That's all I'm saying. Be fair about it.
Yeah. I'm going to say this too now. Now, Dennis Allen got the team that he wants. I mean, he really remade this roster to what he wants now.
Yeah, Dennis Allen will be fine.
No excuses this year, DA.
There's no excuses.
This is your third and last chance. You stink up like last year within 5 games, and you don't win the NFC, you fired. I would be surprised if you get fired within 5 games, like you should have did last year when you stunk it up.
I don't agree about last year. I don't agree with you guys. I think 7-9. Listen, the reason why I don't think he should have got fired last year because all the teams in the division stank. He was 7-10 in a division that was terrible. Okay, and all the injuries at quarterback, all the turnovers. That's not fireable. That's not fireable, my brother.
I'll give him a pass for that. At the same time, that was his second chance. I'm third chance, then last chance, DA. Third and last. You stink up. Oh, you are I'll say it like Vince McMahon. You're fired.
His ass when he turned his team around and got us as a Super Bowl contender.
I can hear Calvin right now. Go Derek.
That's what I'm saying. I want to have that same energy if the man wound up having success.
I want to see this. Yeah, we watching you.
He finally got a defense. There ain't no excuse.
Ain't no excuses for him, because guess what? Dale Benson and them, Money Mickey and them made clear with him. This ain't the year. You stink up, think fired. Ain't no airs this about it.
There's a
We
lot
pay
of
you
pressure.
$8 million just to stink up the joint.
There's a lot of pressure.
Well, EJ, I saw you yawn because I just yawned.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be I know it's the off season, but we're gonna be coming on for every move that the Saints made until the season, until training camp starts. We're not gonna stop, huh, EJ? We're gonna keep going.
We'll be on here like training camp. Training camp is coming on soon. And really, actually, before that, the next thing I think we're gonna do a live
cut day and sign it.
Before that, the schedule release day is gonna be coming up on May 11th, Thursday. So we'll be having a live and be talking about those matchups and talking about what's favorable and what's not for these Saints this year. That'll be our next live coming up soon. And then after that, it's training camp, baby. We gonna be getting into it, talking about how the Saints look this year, and then we're gonna move on to preseason, and then how that go from there. We're gonna be
we knew tonight our numbers would be down. We like I said, there are multiple guys that are bringing Saints. See, they're bringing ex-Saints on their platform, so of course Saints fans are going over there. We understand, but man, hopefully the Saints fans be able to catch the replay. Come check us out. Subscribe to the Baddest Sports Show podcast. Come see my son. My son is one of the most talented hosts that's out here of the Baddest Sports Show podcast.
Hey man,
I understand a lot of people don't know us, but give us a chance to be in your living rooms, okay? So we're gonna keep doing. We are the people. We are the game day crew. We are the original game day crew. And so there's nobody like us. We are the game day crew.
Hey man, we do this for y'all, man. We do this for y'all to enjoy.
And if you want a voice you can't get no voice and some of them big podcasters, come on over here.
You always got a voice here, man. If you got something to say about the Saints and want to talk, come on in the chat.
We always open up the panel for you. Y'all always welcome here.
Yeah.
All true Saints fans is welcome.
But man, this has been a great night, man. All going, and like I said, I loved how everything wrapped up with the draft, man. I'm looking forward to the next thing is like I said, going into this training camp and seeing what that final roster is gonna look like and everything. But man,
I'm ready for that 53. I'm ready for that 53.
The roster is building, man. The roster is forming, man, and this is we about to see a new team in New Orleans, man.
We love you too, Calvin. Calvin, no matter how it is,
Calvin.
Calvin, you bring the fun to this channel.
This dude,
right.
Look, Calvin, look.
You got a voice too, Mr. Calvin Ellis.
Ain't no love lost around here, Calvin. We love you here, man, dog, and we appreciate you always.
And we'll love to have you on the panel.
Yes.
We'd love to have you on the panel, Calvin.
Yes, man. We love it, man. We love your energy, man. Thank you for coming in every time, bro. Every time we hit that bell, it seems like Calvin be looking for us, man. Doggone,
Calvin and Chris. Chris too. We ain't seen Christopher today, but Chris
didn't come in today.
Love energy on the positivity.
I love my dedicated fans, man. I love it, man. But like I said, y'all, our next live gonna be the schedule release day. We'll be talking about that.
Calvin, let your friends know about this podcast, man. Let them know. Like I said, there's not a lot of people know about us. We're not getting around. The information is not getting out there, but please try to help us out, bro. We just trying to spread the good news to the Who Dat Nation. Remember, if you are a Saints fan and you love the Saints, you should want to subscribe to the Baddest Sports Show podcast. If you love the Pelicans, you should want to subscribe to the Baddest Sports Show podcast.
Dude, if you just love sports in general,
if you love New
go ahead and subscribe.
If you love the Saints and Pelicans, the baddest,
you
and
love
I do
LSU,
mean he is
the
baddest podcast out here.
You love LSU, you love Tulane. It's the place to be.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But like I said, man, we gonna wrap this one up, man. Doggone, I'm gonna catch y'all for the schedule release, and then it's almost time for that Who Dat Nation chant to go ahead and scream throughout that dome this year, man.
For life.
Everybody, y'all ready? You ready? Henry.
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. Who
that? Who that?